Yes, so...
It's not recording yet.
Yeah, no, it's working. So, yes, we'll start by maybe a little clarification on something, and then we'll have a guided meditation just afterwards.
Okay. So my first question is, I understand that and I can feel it too, that everything is awareness and the body is in the awareness.
No.
Right? The question is, in some meditations online...
But, Poonam, sorry. You cannot build a house on some material which is not solid. You have to use only solid material. So if you take some concept and try to build something on it, you have to first question your beliefs. Everything is awareness. From where do you take that? Where is this coming? Is it true? Everything is awareness is some sentence we heard from somewhere, and we take it, and then we try to understand something from that. But is it true? Everything is awareness. I don't even know what it means. Everything is awareness. I don't know. Maybe you can explain me.
It's the space-like. It's like the screen, right? The movie is happening on the screen.
Yes, but there would be ignorance in the manifestation. If everything is awareness, why would there be ignorance? So we can't say everything is awareness, because it's a mix of everything. You understand what I mean? Instead of going further, it's better to question the first thing the first tone we pose to build. Everything is awareness. Maybe some nice guys give some talk and speak like that and said everything is awareness, but it's empty words for me. If it has no... Do you receive what I say?
Yes.
Yes. Then, because this is why we suffer also, because we live on beliefs. But it's important to not take anything for free like this and to believe anything. Then the first challenge, and we fell down because we build a house with not a solid... so we have to really look. Words are not so important, but what is behind. So playing with words with not really, it helped to some extent. So, but still, yes. So let's see how it goes.
Very good. I'm very pleased. So what I've heard in one of the meditations of Francis Lucille, he says, "What is hearing my words when he speaks? What is hearing my words in you is awareness." And I don't know this experientially, because what's hearing his words for me, if I close my ears, I can't hear his words. So it's my body that's hearing his words. So I want clarification about that.
No, you speak about the witness, the experiencer. You need always a subject who experience an object. So the object is the voice, his voice. So what is a subject?
My ears.
No, but what is behind the ears?
My body.
What is behind your body?
That's where I need clarification. How does it go from my ears to the body to the knowing?
But your ears is part of the body, right? But what is behind the body? Is there something else? An experiencer which is not the body?
But the experiencer cannot experience without the body.
This, do you know for sure? Have you been out of your body to say that? You see, we say things
in dream.
Huh?
In
dream. Yes, so at least you have experience in dreams that you are not the body all the time.
but my body then does not even in the dream know the words that you are speaking. Then everything is gone in dreams.
Yeah, but in dreams you can also listen to someone talking, so you same way. Yes, it's yes. But let's go back to that, and we'll start the meditation on that. So it's a good because you can go by layers, you know, like that.
And then I have to, after that, remind me to ask question on dreams.
Yes, okay, dream. So after that, so we'll start from there. It was very good introduction. Thank you, Nilima. And so I will shut the microphone. And so we can close our eyes. And today it's a free market, so you will choose whatever you like to concentrate on. So you can choose to focus on your breathing, or on inside. If you have a master, you can connect with the master, or you can repeat a mantra. You can put your attention on whatever you like. But put your attention full there, wherever you has chosen to put it. If attention is going out of the focus of concentration, bring it back to the object that you have been choosing. Object can be a person or part of your body or anything, or a chakra of the third eye. Then put more attention on this, whatever you have chosen. Be really fully there. And then now we'll step back to the experiencer, the one who is experiencing whatever I have been choosing to focus on. Now I take all the attention back. I withdraw attention back to the experiencer, the subject, from the object to the subject. I don't need to go through the mind to mentalize it. I just do it. I don't question it, I just do it. I bring back attention to the experiencer. It can take. Experience will be different for each one. Who is experiencing that? Or what? Who or what is experiencing that? Now I will include both the experiencer and the object of experience in the same field of awareness, of witnessing, and now I will be the field, the screen of witnessing, both the experiencer and the object of experience, both. It's like if I would rise above both of them and witness the relationship between the experiencer and what is experienced. So I am just this floating sense of being, witnessing the subject and object, the experiencer and what is experienced. I am just the sense of being, which is like a screen, enveloping both. And now I will withdraw further, because I don't always have this sense of being. When I am in deep sleep, I don't have this sense of being. So now it's going really beyond the mind. Mind cannot understand that, but I am just that which is with or without the sense of being. And that is always as it is in all state of consciousness, awareness, presence, absence. Is a state which is not really a state, because it's never changing. Or we can say it's our absolute state, which is not depending on any circumstance, on any consciousness, on any awareness, on any relation with any object. And that I am always. And that is taking me as an actor as I am, with good and bad, whatever, any experience in the body or beyond, any other state of consciousness, awareness, that the absolute love is taking me as I am, without any condition. So this we can call absolute love, because it has no condition. And that's really what we are seeking in our heart. We are experiencing loving relation with others, or even with masters or guru. But ultimately, this is our own nature. And that's what we are looking for. And that's what we are in the deep core of ourselves. And this can never leave us. Nothing can break this. Nothing can kill this. It has no beginning, no end, no birth and no death. And I am that now. No matter in which state I find myself, of consciousness, higher consciousness, lower consciousness, absence or present, I'm always that. This dream of time and space has been created to experience a combination of high and low, good and bad. It could not have been done otherwise. It's part of the mixture of duality. But this duality is not really affecting what we are. It's not affecting the self at all. That's why he allowed himself to dream all this. Because there is no danger at all in anything for the self. Pure entertainment of the self. The joy of being untouchable. So we can thank whatever or whoever we like now. We can thank God, our Guru, our Master, to being able to recognize that now. Be grateful. To be able to hear that and recognize that. That separation is just an experience. But it's not real. Thanks God. Hallelujah. Amen. You can open your eyes whenever you like. So I open your mic again. So I think the sound is working, so yes.
Yes.
Anybody was sleeping?
No, but I saw so many things. I saw different groups of people. It was flea market. So I don't know whether I went into previous births. I saw horse riding, people with swords, horses. I saw markets. I saw a group of students with uniforms. Like that.
Good. So we can experience anything, you see, and or nothing.
What?
We can experience many things, nothing.
Yeah. So what is it?
What is it? What you see is just, it can be some past life, some future life, something you. It's not really interesting to know what it is. It will not. It's not the purpose of what we are doing here. It's more to recognize what is experiencing all this, the self. This is more where you attention. Instead of staying on the movie, stay with the experiencer and withdraw. Withdraw towards yourself. Ultimately, to realize your absolute experiencer. So there is nothing wrong to see horses. Yes, you can be a horse also yourself. It's possible. Yes, you are also all this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Power animal. Yes.
Like in shamanism.
Come here. Sue is shy, very shy, but I try to push her a little bit. Come here. Okay. So, yes. So, maybe Poonam replied a little bit to your first question or this experiment.
Could you repeat your question?
Maybe this experiment replied to your first question a little bit about the experience.
Yeah. So I really like the way you started the meditation, that you have the experiencer, and then the experiencer and object, it covers both. So it's the common basis for both experiencer and the object. When I am meditating, I can feel it, but once I open the eyes, it's more challenging.
So just keep on doing the same. So when we are not used to do it so much, we need to sit more, close eyes. And the more we do it, the more it will be also in the waking state.
And the second thing, after that, when you brought it, no time and no space, that's not very clear to me still. How you transitioned.
Yes, first you put like in a bubble, the a more englobing witness, which is englobing the experiencer and the experienced, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like you have the sense of being, and like it's a witnessing, but you have the sense of presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I shift to it's a reference point. It's a pointer, the deep sleep, because in the deep sleep we don't have the sense of presence, right? So I just take the opposite, the absence, to rise above presence and absence, because the self is beyond presence and absence. It's not depending on. So that's why we call it sometimes omnipresence, because it's not, even without our presence, even in absence we are, right? That's why it helps to rise above, possibly. If it depends, some people are more ready to withdraw or not. So everyone rise as much as he can, So it's natural. There is nothing to do. Even there is nothing wrong to stay with body consciousness, nothing wrong to stay in the sense of I am, nothing wrong to be in higher awareness, or maybe that the self recognize itself beyond all these states. Because it's not through the mind we can get that, It's something we don't control. So it's just an invitation.
Yeah,
we create an invitation, and then whatever happens is not in our hands, really.
But in your invitation, first step was, so let's break it down into the steps. So the first step was awareness. Second step was object. And then in the same awareness, subject and object together. And then collapsing the both. And that's when time and space disappears. Is that correct?
The sense of, in the sense of I am, the space is there. It's like a space, sensation of space, because so you englobe the experiencer and what is experienced in a space, like in a bubble. You can first you use maybe imagination, visualization. You invite, but so space, notion of space is like space-like, right? But then further, even the notion of space disappear. Like in deep sleep, there is no notion of space, right? So, but this is, to go too much in mental things is not really. If you would let the words are coming from somewhere, rather than the words, it's from where they are coming, which is important. And if you let you let yourself be led to by that which is behind the words, not stuck on the words so much. It's not so important. I know in these talks on non-duality there is a lot on internet, people speaking about that, but it tends to stick too much to words, so, and it become a danger also, and we try to understand everything, and ultimately it's not about understanding, so it's a trap. Understanding is a trap. So we can use it to some extent, but also from time to time cut it and say it's not really the right direction. It's
because words are also objects, so we have to go to the subject rather than the object.
I would say about words, rather than you will hear the words from your own concept, from your own background, yeah. So if you stay stuck with the word, you will interpret it through your own. So, but if you behind the word, from where it's coming, from which space, if you connect one from where it's coming, then you don't need to go through the words meaning really intellectually, maybe at the beginning, but then try to be lighter and lighter and not attached to the words.
So words are coming through the space, which is consciousness. Is that what you're saying?
We can say that, but it's just a way to communicate. Yes.
So we are not saying words from the person coming, but the media through which words are coming.
Let's say if the words come from the mind, or if they come from the higher consciousness, from the I amness, or from higher awareness, or from self. When we say self to self talk, so it depends from where it's coming. So, for example, when I receive some words from Ishwar or from some other teachers of non-duality, I could hear self to self is not really understanding. Something is like yes. So because it comes from that space. And it's heard from that space because you are ready to hear it from there. So it's spoken from there and heard from there. So there is a recognition. And I say, oh. Then the sense, of course, if it's self to self, there is only one self. So of course you see that separation. From there you don't see separation. So first we listen to the words and we tend to be attached to the understanding and the word. But slowly we should try to see behind the words and to receive it from where it's coming, from a more subtle space. Otherwise, we can go round and round for many years. I meet people like in Tiruvannamalai, for example, and people who come and they ask the same question since even before I came there, and yes. So if we stay with words only, we can stay trapped. There is so many traps, whatever we stay attached to. If we stay attached because we have a master, a guru in a physical form, if we stay attached only on this, it's a help. But at some point the master said that ultimately you will discover that it was your own self. It took a separate form, another form, but finally to show you that there is only one self. So trapped, or it's not, at some point it's a help, and if we stay attached to it, it can become a trap. So nothing is wrong or bad, but yes, sorry?
No. So different words come from different places.
Yes, and you can say, two people can say the same word, but charged differently, depending from where they are coming from. For example, at the beginning you said all is awareness. Maybe somebody will say that and it will be full of meaning. I don't know, coming from, but you can say the same thing and it means nothing because it's only words. So it really, the words are not so important. It's from where they are coming from. That's why we, yes, listen to the words, because truth cannot be said by words. That's the meaning of Satsang. So we use words, but something else is speaking through words, and so in 1 minute we'll have to click again if you want to continue a little bit. And we'll go maybe Nilima, you had a question on dreams.
Yes.
Question?
So I cut.
Dreams.
Yeah, so I cut. I cut and we open again the link. Okay. I see you in 1 minute.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
welcome back. So you wanted to ask something about dream.
Yes. See, sometimes, like after our last week's session, I was for quite some time, means for a few days, in my myself. Nothing mattered to me, whether whatever is going on around me or whatever is happening in my life, it didn't bother me. It didn't give me joy or sorrow or nothing. I was just in myself. And in that process, I had dreams. So many dreams, means I saw so many things in the dreams. Either it is a prediction or it is past, I don't know. But I saw like weird dreams I had.
Yes. And then what is the question?
Question is, what is it, because I had established in myself that things started pouring in my dreams, that something I can see or something happened in my life.
Yes.
Something I never happened.
Yes, it can. The more you are in light, or in the more you somehow grow in awareness of at any level, or awareness of what you are, the self, then this is like a magnet. So it will activate vasanas to come out. It can come through the dreams or through the waking state in the relationship or whatever. So yes, so it's like an activator. The more you are establishing yourself, the more it can activate all this to clear yourself, to take this away from you. So you don't have to do anything, just just stay here in eternity and use you can repeat your mantra if you have, or remember master or whatever, but let these things.
Certain dreams were disturbing also. Almost every day I got some good dreams, disturbing dreams.
So you can sit when you are disturbed. You can sit, meditate, do your mantra if you have, and yes, or remember your master, and that's all, and then you sleep again. So don't be attached to any position, sitting or lying down, and just follow the movement, and the strength, the conviction that you are that absolute self, and you have a master with you, or whatever help, then be strong in that, and nothing will touch you. So don't pay too much attention to these dreams. Sometimes dreams can be like a teaching, that's different. So
Dreams what?
Dream can be more like a teaching sometimes, but it's another vibration. So you can see when it's a lower kind of dream, so you don't need to bother too much about that. But sometimes it can be teaching dreams, so then you can hear something from that, and maybe the master can talk to you, or some other things. But it's a different. I'm sure everybody had some kind of dream sometime like this, and it's not the same level of dreams, so it comes from a higher plane. So, but otherwise, regular dreams don't bother too much. So it's just clearing stuff. It's like a washing machine, and whatever. It's like yes. Just stay focused on the self, on your master, or whatever you practice, or don't practice. Yes.
Today I was listening to the talk on master which he had in Besalu.
Ishwar Puri, yes.
He has given.
Yeah.
On algebra.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That just go with the flow.
Yes.
Trust master, go with the flow. Trust master and don't get attached. Just go with the flow.
Yes. So first we can go with the flow, but then we can ask who is going with the flow. That's the same as the meditation. Who is the experiencer who need to go with the flow? The more you will look at the experiencer, you will see you don't even need to go with the flow, because you are not doing anything.
It is just happening.
Yeah, it's just happening, right? First, as ego, you need to learn to go with you try to learn, you put effort to go with the flow, but then you are told, the more you look, the more you see that things are just happening, you are not doing anything, you have never done anything. So this can be seen by self-introspection, or by surrender to a higher power or a guru. Only you do everything, then you lose the sense of doing.
That means everything happening around us is all our own creation.
Yeah,
it's just happening.
We
have created.
It's just happening by itself. The ego is an entity which is created on the top of that. So it's a further illusion, ego. But we can withdraw from that illusion and see that, it's just movement of energy. There is no really I in this body. There is no body I in anyone. It's just an imagination to make the movie more real. So, but if you look well, there is no I. So it's just energy movement, and energy moves by itself. There is a very simple way to see that. When we are not aware, we think that we think, and we say, I think. But if you observe well, thought come without asking your permission. And I jump into the thought and say, I. So that's a very proof. That's a very proof.
Understand.
Yes, the thought come by themselves. And the I jump into it and say, I think, but the thought came before I jump into it. So energy, even the energy of thinking is happening by itself. I is not doing it. So in truth, so, and the same for the body. You know, the body is moving by itself, the heart is beating, of course, by itself, but even other movement seems that we control, but
yes. But then if people have negative thoughts and all that, so that means we cannot do anything about it?
No,
yeah,
at some lower level we can do something, and it's well done, because we can hear that only when we have somehow we are not too bad, I would say, or maybe that we have to be good, a good person. So as a child we say be good, be this, be that. So you have to be balanced somehow, to you can not do anything, you know, like that. So you are trained as a separate being to know what is good and bad. But after, maybe if it's blind.
But you're saying it's happening itself, so that means nobody can do anything.
Yeah, but there is the free will, the sense of free will is there. You know, so.
But if there's nobody, what free will?
Yes, but free will and ego goes together. So as long as there is a feeling of I, then sense of free will is there. It's bound together, you know, I and free will. But then one day somebody tell you, oh, is there really free will? Is this I real? And then you start to question it, and you may rise above and realize, oh, it's an experience of free will, an experience of I, body identification, but it's not really real. It's an experience. You see the difference? It's an experience only. But it has not really, like, it's very simple. You go to a movie and you see on the screen an actor who is going on a horse, and then he's, maybe it's a western, a cowboy, and then he shooting Indian or whatever, I don't know. And so you think, yes, he has free will to take his gun and to shoot another guy or something. But if you look at the movie, you will look at the movie 10 times, 20 times, you see it was like that. He had no choice. It was planned like that on the movie. So it seems that the movie is, we are free, but it's shooting by itself. So we just make an experience of free will. And that's what makes the movie looking real. It looks very real because we really experience. You know, if you smell the coffee, the taste of coffee, you smell it and you say, oh, it smells coffee. Nobody can deny that you smell coffee, right? People will say, no, it's an illusion. We say, no, I smell coffee, you see. So experience of free will is the same. I experience free will. How can you say I don't have free will? So we experience it, but is it real? This is another question. All what you experience, the drama in life and whatever, you know, that's what I said few weeks ago. For me, I could not take this word as real. I was saying to myself, is there is a God who created a world where men can rape women or can rape children or kill others. I don't want a God who created a world like that. And in a way, I find I was right, because I had to go further in my quest and to search for the answer. And the answer for me is this is not really happening. And in a God who created a movie who is not really happening, a God like this, yes, I say yes. And then I can feel the love for a God like that. But a God who creates a world, a real world with these atrocities, I can't. I don't know, yeah, if you follow me, but but I feel I was very honest, you know, that I can't. It's not possible.
And that was your free will.
Yes. But now it was bringing the quest. Is it really happening? Is it really real? What God could have created such a terrible world? And it's a mix of good and bad, but even the 50% bad. So like that. So it leads to the question of, oh, who made this show? Who created this movie? And why there is this opposites? Is like that. So this is the starting of the quest. Yes.
But free will is also, it is decided that I will be having free will. If I want this or that, that is also pre-planned.
Yes, the free will is part of the movie, you know, like
Yes.
every movie, some movie on the screen has 2 dimensions.
Yes.
But in this movie we have more dimension. I don't know how many, 4, 5 or whatever dimension. It's a multi-dimension movie. And in this multi-dimension movie there is also included a sense of ego as a separate being who has a free will. It's part of the scenario. And it's yes, but we have to look at the experiencer carefully, whatever we experience. If it is love, or love for a master, or hating the life, or whatever we experience, who is experiencing that? And the more we look, the more we'll see, like a microscope, who is this I? Who is this experiencer? Very closely, who is it? And the more you look, the more it disappears. And the more you realize there is no I and there is no free will. It's just an optical illusion. It's an optical illusion because these 2 eyes doesn't show us the truth. So we cannot rely on whatever we see with these eyes. That's why we are invited to withdraw attention to another eye which is inside, which is called the third eye. And the third eye is only one eye, so it doesn't have a divided attention. So it does not perceive the duality. But with these eyes, we always see the duality divided, you know, good, bad. So who is perceiving that is the guy who has a free will, who thinks he has a free will, and he can control through these 2 eyes. So we turn back attention to the only eye, the eye of truth, I would say, who can see beyond duality, beyond the appearance of the experience of time and space, the experience of free will, beyond all what we see with these 2 eyes and experience with this head. So we can call this the absolute I. Tanya, how is it going? Anything to share?
No, not really.
Studying, busy.
No dog today?
Yeah. Sorry?
No dog today.
Yeah, he's outside.
Oh.
He's very naughty.
Oh.
You are studying? What are you studying? College?
BBA.
Are we?
Yeah, I'm in college.
So let's stay on the subject, and we can talk afterwards if you want. Anything about that? It's
You have to answer my second question, which I asked in the morning.
Okay. What was it?
You said very eloquently, it's the body who's saying that when I hear the words or when I see something, I need my eyes and the body, but you say it's happening in consciousness. How do I get to that?
I said it's happening in consciousness. You're sure it's me or it's Robert Spira? No, I don't know. I'm joking.
But you said, how do you know?
Yeah, all
for
no.
sure.
You said all is awareness, and but it struck me because I did not feel anything in that. It was
I
more
got
like
it now. But
yes.
who's hearing your words right now? I need my eardrums
Yes, so you have to look what is between your ears, because you have two ears, no? So you might possibly be in the middle of the two ears as a notional point. The absolute self has no location, but in the body, the third eye, the center of the head, between the two ears, so you can sit there and look. You can ask, who am I, or am I, and just, without replying, you just stay in suspension.
That's self-inquiry. I understand that.
Yes.
But I want to know what's the role of our sense organs, and where is the hearing and sensing and seeing really happening?
How they are happening, you mean? It's just like a film.
What's the relationship between consciousness and this? Because some people said this is all happening in consciousness.
But this, my invitation would be to you, if you like, is to drop that sentence. It's all happening in consciousness. This, I don't personally buy this. I would put it aside. Okay. Leave it, because several times you have been repeating this thing, but it seems like something which is sticking and bothering. Because yes, everything is consciousness. It's like a ready-made sentence like that, but everything is consciousness. Yes and no. You can say, Nisargadatta said prior to consciousness. So how can you say everything is consciousness when someone say prior to consciousness? So we can play with words, because when we are attached with words, someone will come to unglue us from the words.
Okay, forget the words. How is the hearing and seeing happening?
It's just like an instrument. So let's say an example. Maybe you took a camera to record something. You want to take a movie, a video on something, so you use it like that. So it's an instrument, because you cannot do it with this body to record. So you use an instrument to record something. So we have some instrument that we can use when we are in the physical experience, to see other physical objects, to hear physical sounds. So it's just some instrument. But who is using this instrument? You see? So you can say it's consciousness, but you can speak also about the subtle body. If you leave your body, your physical body, there is another body which we call the astral body, and where the sensory sense organ are still there in the subtle way. So
how do I ask the question, who is using the body, and experience that?
Like that. This is perfect. It's like whether you ask, who is this I? Who am I? Who is using the sense organ? It's the same. It's pointing to the experiencer. That's all what is interesting. The rest is not really interesting. By this, you go to the core, which is the experiencer. People like, there is a master, Fakir Chand of Saint Mat, who experienced he experienced all the planes, the highest regions. But then now I am only interested in who is the experiencer of all this. And some master like Ishwar Puri started to speak about the self. Although Saint Mat master did not really talk like that, but he said only the self is real. And especially at the end of his life, he was more and more talking like that. So whatever you experience is fine, but it's an experience. But who is experiences it? So it comes back to self-inquiry. Who is the experiencer? Who am I? Who is this I? So first you will experience it maybe as a physical body, I, or maybe as a mind, as a thought, as an emotion. And you will go deeper and deeper, maybe more subtle, consciousness, subtle body, awareness. So you continue to ask who is experiencing. So layer by layer, and yes, and ultimately it is to be able to hear Tatwamasi, you are that, which is beyond all the layers. But the one who is experiencing is a layer. So it's kind of wanting to pierce the layers by asking this question. Because the experiencer, the relative experiencer, is also a layer. So by asking the question, it's like you want to pierce further, behind the layers. Who am I beyond this mask? And if you rise above in the astral self, again, who am I beyond this mask? Because it's all mask, and all experiences are also mask. So who am I? And you will stay only with that which is eternal and which has no beginning and no end. And all other experiences, high or low, will shift and has a beginning and an end. So whatever has a beginning and an end, you just experience it. Okay, no problem to experience it, but you don't take it as real. Because it came and it went. So I cannot take that. I want only something permanent. And that's what I am. Yes, Tanya.
I have a question about destiny.
Yes.
Is it true that everything is pre-planned? And also, is Corona like pre-planned part of our destinies?
That's all? Yes?
Yeah, I want to know, like, is everything really pre-planned, or are we
Yes.
actually?
So I will joke a little bit, but everything is pre-planned except the corona. It was a surprise. No. No, it's a joke. It's a joke. So there is two ways to approach that question. So you can rise inside from level to level and go to the Akashic records as Ishwar Puri talk and many master and see that all is recorded and there is no free will and it's all movies. But there is another approach, and this is from where I've seen it and I see it, is by questioning the existence of I and of free will. Because when you see the I is not real and the free will is not real, you see that everything is fixed because there is no free will. So it's fixed. So it's another way of seeing that it's predestined, that there is an appearance of movement, but you have it's moving in a non-space time. We are right now in the zero time and space, but there is a movement. But predestined, yes.
So our choices don't really matter. What the choices we make in our lives.
It matters relatively for the relative person, right? Who has a free will,
Yeah.
a relative free will. But it's absolutely no matter for what you are, for the self. Nothing matters. And yes, nothing matters because, especially, you can say that really when you say you are not doing anything. When you see you are not really doing anything, it's all happening by itself. So how can you say something matters?
How can you prove that everything is happening itself?
By itself, you cannot prove it. You can prove it to yourself only. Because with the third eye, with the vision, by looking and seeing that I is a phantom, you see that everything happened by itself and there is no free will. It's the same eye who see all this simultaneously.
Can you do that experientially with us
No.
right now?
No. It's nobody. It's we can just speak like that and meet and again and out of the blue this eye might see not through the outer eyes and see that eye is a phantom and all time and space is a phantom. It's all like a phantom. But this,
have you experienced it?
yes, now I see it. But not with this, not with this.
Show us too.
But no, this nobody can show you like that.
That's what you want, Tanya, right?
No.
No?
I actually right now just want to know
Sorry?
if I was just asking a question. That's actually, I think, something to experience, right? We each need to experience on our own.
I did not understand. Can you repeat?
Reemaji was asking me, he wanted to something to do with the experience, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just saying that I guess that's something for each of us to experience on our own.
Yes, I was asking what can you guide us so we could experience it?
Yes. So maybe I can be like a gardener. I invite you to do the gardening together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we cannot. The seed will sprout when she decides by herself. We can only prepare the ground, put some water and this. But the seed, nobody can say, "Oh, now you start to grow." So we can prepare the ground and do something. We just have fun to do gardening, right? So bring big self-introspection, bringing attention to the experiencer, or bring attention to the guru, to God, to the higher self. It's just like gardening. But the rest is not in our hands, so it depends. So it's like a gardening workshop, we can say.
I like that.
Yes, and it's for fun only because we are already that, the self, but we are playing, we are pretending we forgot, and we are searching for it. So it's a workshop, a gardening workshop, but it's a playful workshop because we cannot lose ourselves and we are not touched by anything. So it's a garden and fun workshop. Nothing matters, but we cannot tell to everyone.
And sometimes
Now they'll get very bad.
Yes. Yeah. So
Can you tell that? I told my niece, I said, don't think too much, it doesn't matter. She was so mad at me.
yes. So that's why we keep secret. It's a secret organization. So come here. We want to hear you.
I don't want to be in the video.
No, but you come just here.
Sometimes we don't know that we do the gardening.
The sound.
Sometimes we also don't.
Louder.
We can't see you, sir.
Yes, I don't want to be on the video.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because
But you can talk.
yes, I can talk.
Sometimes we are not aware that we are gardening. We have 8 minutes left. Yes. So sometimes we are not aware that we are
That
gardening.
we as a gardener, for example, how you describe so nice, we can prepare all. We can do our meditation, chanting mantras, thinking to the master. We prepare the gardening. But sometimes we are really not aware that we do the gardening and we do it. And so this is also for me a proof that we have no free will because things happening. So many things happening and we are not aware of it, but it's happening and this is the miracle of life.
Yes, so you mean that sometimes we have the sense of doing and sometimes we have no sense of doing at all, and everybody experiences this. The sense of I is only little bit in the day, but most of the time in 24 hours there is no sense of I. So, and there is no I and it's still happening. So this is a proof in a way, yes, that sometimes we are aware of gardening in the sense of meditating or whatever, and sometimes it's just happening and there is no sense of I. So I is only sometimes, it's a phantom who is just showing up sometime in the day, maybe some people say 10% of the time. So phantom is coming, I oh, I control. Yes, so it's just a, yes. So it doesn't matter, it can, with or without the ghost of I, we are the self. We are that. With or without I. So it doesn't matter. Once we recognize I as a phantom, then he can come and go. What is the problem? I'm not good? I'll do whatever you like. Yes. 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 So
what is the purpose of this happening? Like everything that is happening, what is the actual purpose of this?
So for the individual, it seems there is a purpose, and is always in quest of purpose, because we are in duality. So it needs a purpose, which is a aim. I'm here to reach there. So in space and time, you have a purpose, but without space and time, what is the purpose? You cannot reach anywhere because you're already there where you want to be. So it's a play. You pretend that you have something to reach. You pretend. But it's so you have a relative, in the relative world you have some purpose. But in truth, you're already the aim. You're already the goal yourself. So you should just play. So it's just, that's why in India they call it Lila of God. The play of God. Because we're already there where we want to be. That is the purpose. Playfulness. Or experience, or... Yes.
So can you say that God wanted to see a movie and he created us?
Yes, it's us, we are him, splitted in many, apparently splitted, but we are not really splitted. It appears like we are separated. Yes, so because if you stay in absolute without duality, you cannot experience that. So it was needed all this material to experience that. Otherwise we could not make this experience. So we have to feel the sense of separation, I and you, in order to separate and to be able to say I love you or whatever. So it's an appearance, an expression. So it's like the flavor, you have the perfume in a bottle and there is perfume coming out. So let's say the bottle, the perfume is the absolute, but the perfume is the appearance, the smell. So the appearance, this is a smell. So sometimes the bottle is open and there is a smell, a manifestation, and sometimes the bottle is closed and there is no smell, no manifestation. But the perfume is always there. We could say something like that. We can say so many things.
So we have to close the bottle.
But who will close the bottle? The same guy who think he can close and open the bottle?
The perfume.
Huh?
Same guy who's the perfume.
Yeah, so stay as a perfume. It doesn't matter if it open or close. Let the bottle decide by itself. Just be the perfume.
Yes.
With or without appearance. With or without appearance. Smell yourself. Enjoy. This is maybe what they speak about, we can call the nectar, So just breathe yourself. Breathe yourself infinitely. With or without perfume.